Welcome back to another video. This is a match reaction for Bradford City v Oldham. Where do I start? Shambles again. It's a joke top to bottom, this football club. Week in, week out, you're finding yourself saying it's not short-termism. We need a long-term plan, and we don't have one. And this is what the next manager must have: a long-term plan. I'm against Warnock, Steve Evans, them type of managers coming. Steve Evans were at the game today, apparently, according to Simon Parker. I'm against them because there's no long-term plan if we go and get them. I'd like to see a younger manager come in and just be given a bucket loads of time to see what he can do. Someone who's a bit proven, but there's someone who's got some ideas, some fresh ideas, because that's what we need. We just need a reset from top to bottom, and we won't get that if we go for an experienced manager who knows how to get out of this league, because it didn't work with Adams and worked with other managers who had, like Grayson, where he just left because he saw the club as a joke. We just need change. That game today was a joke. Derek Adams being sacked does not solve the problem. The problem in that club is from top to bottom. I'll start off with Rupp and I'll work my way down. Stefan Rupp is not putting enough money into the club. I don't know if the reports are true of him taking money out, but for the money that he has, there should be more money going into the club on signings and improving the scouting system, because we keep signing players who are constantly injured. How many injuries do we get a season from players who are injury prone and we know they are when they come into the club? Abo Ice has been injured 3 times this season and barely kicked a ball. Zeli Ishmael went in the summer because he was constantly getting injured for us. We keep signing players who are constantly getting injured. Liango had another record of getting injured. When's that gonna stop? Improve the scouting system so then we know. Well, it doesn't take a lot to know who gets injured constantly. But on the performance today, it was just like Derek Adams. There wasn't enough effort. I think the only player in that team who matched the efforts of Oldham was probably Levi Sutton, who was running up and down, controlling that midfield as best as he could. Because Callum Cook didn't seem interested to try and get the ball, trying to spin in positions. From 20 minutes, you could tell that the formation wasn't working, because if you're playing a number 10, the number 10 must want the ball, must be coming and getting into spaces to create the space to get the ball. And Callum Cook wasn't doing that. So immediately you're thinking, we're not coping with how Oldham are playing, because their press is pushing us backwards. So, but there were no real target men, because Andy Cook wasn't putting a great effort in. And Elliott came on in the 52nd minute and completely changed the game. From passing the ball backwards because there wasn't enough, but then to hoof it up front, and then you have options because Andy Cook wasn't as isolated and he had players to play off. And every time I've seen Elliott, when he's been given enough minutes, he's looked to cause a problem for the opposition, and that's what he did. And he went and scored a goal which should have been given. Goalkeepers get protected too much. That keeper wasn't tall enough, and then goalkeepers know now if they just fall over, just fall, but it looks like someone's given them a shove, they'll win the free kick. The referee didn't know what to do because he gave the goal, but then he went over to his assistant when we ran back, and then the assistant gave it. He didn't know about the red card. He went to the fourth official. The fourth official gave it. That referee didn't know what happened for the key points in that game, and he relied on his fourth official and his assistants. So I think we're unlucky in that sense. The red card, though, for your club captain to be doing that, there's something wrong. There's something severely wrong, because your club captain should not be reacting in that way. He should be taking authority, but he should not be reacting like that. It's just a disgrace when your club captain is doing that. I didn't see it all, but you don't have to see it all when that happened. It looked like he was just about to go in for him again after shoving him. It's just childish. He's done it a couple of times for us. I'm pretty sure he did it for Blackpool against Arsenal, got sent off. He reacts to things that a captain shouldn't be. A captain should be composed and he should be calming everyone down instead of being eager. And someone should be calming Paddy O'Connor down, but how can someone calm their captain down? It just doesn't seem right. He should know when to calm himself, and he's done that a couple of times. I'm sure he headbutted someone against Forest Green Rovers. It wasn't a proper headbutt, but he lost his head then. And you think he'd mature now, and he won't be doing that, and he's just gone and let us down really today. And I know it was 2-0, and I know it didn't really have a big impact on it, but we're getting the basics wrong. Time and time again this season, we've been too neat with our passing. We've tried these little short intricate passing and it hasn't worked. We're not doing the basics right. We conceded 2 goals today from set pieces because we're not dealing with crosses into the box. Ball comes in, no one goes up for the header. Free header goes in. Second goal, free kick, looped in. Andy Cook, pretty sure headed it backwards. And then it puts Staunton and Elliott Watt under pressure and they didn't deal with it and then they scored. It's just little errors that shouldn't be happening. Paddy O'Connor diving in, he made up for his mistake, but stand still, do the basics right. And we're trying to be too clever, too neat, and it's not working. So you can say, well, the next manager should be someone who will give them a kick, someone who will make them do the basics right. But then you don't see any long term in a Steve Evans or a Neil Warnock coming in for the end of the season, and maybe a little bit after that. So I think we should just. I mean, Truman didn't look to change anything really. We looked a bit wider than under Derek Adams, but it was just ringing Derek Adams, and we must look at ourselves and think we must do better than that. It were a poor game with minimal effort, and Oldham did the basics right, and that's why they beat us. We weren't doing the basics. They were pushing us back, we were going backwards, and then we didn't really know how to change it, how to change the game. And it were an easy day for Oldham. They put the feet up towards the end, and we reacted, and then Paddy O'Connor gets sent off stupidly, the club captain. Let me know what you thought of the game. It was a poor game, but we must learn. And this season now is gone. Playoffs is gone. Now we must look at the long term and make sure we get next season right. Don't rush in on getting a manager. Make sure this manager knows what to do with these players. If he's already in a club, then make sure he's willing to come in the summer. But we must take our time in assuring that this manager is the right manager for this football club, because we seem to be rushing in and just having our mindset on one. Think about this next appointment. It is massive. It is crucial for us. We must get it right. Have a good one.